A very good morning and a quick update on Storm Eunice. It is now starting to kick in, and the strongest winds from the system, is going to be moving inland across the southern half of the British Isles over the next few hours. So it's batting down the hatches. Let's see what Storm Eunice is going to produce. Is it hype? Is it hysteria? Or is the warnings and the amount of information put out to the general public going to have merit? That is going to be the question, because of course Storm Dudley, I think, was a bit of a dud, if I'm being honest with you. It didn't produce half as strong a winds as I expected, and I don't really think it even warranted an amber warning. Some people will disagree with that, probably. Some people will agree, but that is my opinion, that it had been somewhat overplayed. And I think really in about the kind of 36 hours prior to the system actually hitting, it looked as if the system wasn't going to be as strong as initially thought. But it certainly looks so far as if things are materialising as expected. We've got two areas of red warning now. The previous video indicated the north coast of Devon and Cornwall was under a red warning right along the coastline. Now we've extended the red warning to the southeastern portion of the UK, including Greater London. So many millions of people under a red warning as I speak and as the time of recording. So yeah, pretty serious stuff, pretty significant warnings in place. Rare indeed as well. But when you look at the overall dynamics, it is a relatively rare event, this, and it's going to be interesting to see whether it can produce the wind speeds that rival some of the big storms in the past, such as the Burnsday storm of 1990, and of course the 87 storm. Very different scenario in a sense. With the 87 storm, the track was a lot further south, and it kind of cut from a kind of west southwest to east northeast path, and of course we had incredible strong winds. I don't think it's going to be as strong as that. I certainly hope not, but it is going to be interesting to see what happens. I want to show you this kind of infrared image here. This was captured about midnight, and some very interesting things to look at here. Of course, you've got the centre of still developing, still strengthening Storm Eunice. We've got a very nice hook in the cloud here, and kind of on this kind of west flank of that little hook, that can sometimes be representative of a sting jet. Of course, downward transfer of energy produces winds that you would typically see in the mid and upper levels down at the surface, and can add 20, 30 mile per hour on top of the winds that you're already experiencing down at the surface. But it's interesting to see jet streak here, forcing energy, driving energy, helping the system to breathe and intensify. We've got a warm conveyor extending here, coming out of the kind of southwest and northeast direction. This is a cold conveyor here on the kind of north and western flank of the system. Cold air advection can be seen here, air getting forced out of the northwest, and that is of course energizing the system as well. We've got the advanced ridge to the southeast of the system here. So very, very interesting dynamics in play. And you can see here, this is the view currently of the satellite image captured here from the storm. So the sun has come up, and you can see the structure of the system quite nicely here. The jet streak coming out of the southwest. We've got the hook cloud here. We've got plenty of heavy snowfall over particularly the Highlands at the moment here. And let's have a look at the pressure chart here, because it's rather interesting. We've seen two centres of low pressure. The focus was initially over the southern flank of the system, but we've seen that transfer in energy, the bundling towards the northern side of the centre here. So we're starting to see that southern centre kind of closing somewhat, and what you've got here is the centre of low pressure now focused over the central belt of Scotland, where we've had a mix of rain, sleet and snow. And of course you've got the core of strongest winds now coming out of the northwest and hooking round the southern flank of the centre. The core of strongest winds is pretty much at sea at the moment, but we're now starting to see the effects of that on the coast. We've seen a gust of close to 90 mile per hour on the Isles of Scilly at St Mary's. We've also seen a 91 mile per hour gust just recorded at Needles Old Battery, of course, a very exposed site in the western tip of the Isle of Wight. And what's going to take place is, of course, that we're going to see the centre of low pressure head out into the North Sea, and they're going to see the core of strongest winds on the southern side of the system transfer eastwards over the course of this morning and through the course of today generally. You can see here this is a current wind gusts, and we're talking about the now wind gusts in excess of 137 kilometres per hour. 122 at St Mary's on the Isle of Scilly. It was 128, which is I think about 80 miles per hour, I think. And we're going to start to see the strongest winds, which is right between Ireland and the southwest corner of England. We're going to start to see that bodily move in across the southern half of the British Isles through the course of this morning here. So it's going to be very interesting to keep an eye on that, watch what takes place. Colder across the northern half of the UK, got quite milder across the southeastern portion of the UK, as you can see here. And we're seeing the snow breaking out across parts of Northern Ireland. We've seen heavy snowfall this morning. We've seen it across parts of Scotland. That's going to continue through the course of today, and we'll continue to watch this space as we go forward here. So quick update. That's it for now. I probably will have a video in a wee while updating what we're seeing with regards to winds across England and Wales. Bye for now, and I'll see you again later.